Congressman Joe Sestak is in a very interesting battle right now. You see, he is running for the U.S. Senate in Pennsylvania. And while the president and establishment Democrats are circling the wagons around Sestak right now, that wasn't always the case. You see, Sestak broke ranks with party leaders to challenge and defeat Republican-turned-Democrat Senator Arlen Specter. And next hour, Sestak will be talking to our man, Wolf Blitzer, in the Situation Room. And we have Wolf standing by in Washington. But first, Wolf, let's take a look together here at the CNN Time Opinion Research Poll. So right now, among likely voters, let's look at the numbers. Sestak is trailing just by a couple percentage points here his Republican opponent, Pat Toomey. He is 5 points behind. In our most recent survey, you see 49% to 44%. So, Wolf, Congressman Sestak, just goes to show just because you are an incumbent, it's not necessarily a done deal.
Well, he's an incumbent congressman, and Toomey's a former congressman. The incumbent still, at least as of right now, Arlen Specter remains in the Senate, but he's the lame duck. As you know, Sestak has a real fight on his hands. He's behind in the polls, almost all of the polls, consistently been behind. Toomey doing very well, a conservative Republican. Pennsylvania, the Democrat really should be ahead because this is really a Democratic or blue state, at least historically, but right now the Democrats are in deep trouble, not only in Pennsylvania, but across the country. If the Democrats lose Pennsylvania in this Senate contest, Brooke, it bodes really badly for several other battleground states. The Republicans need to win to pick up 10 seats in the U.S. Senate to have that majority. They're close. They may not get it, but they certainly are close if you believe all the polls.
And you mentioned the primary race. You have the incumbent Senator Arlen Specter and then the Congressman Sestak. And we know he won. In fact, we know also that the White House offered Sestak a job to get out of the race. And I'm just curious if that goes on more than we really know, Wolf.
It probably does. Probably goes on all the time, sort of quietly behind the scenes without a whole lot of fanfare. I should point out that our own Jim Acosta has just done a lengthy exclusive interview with the Republican candidate for Senate in Delaware, Christine O'Donnell, and we're going to have that interview in the Situation Room. I think our viewers are going to be interested what this woman is now saying. She's facing a very tough battle. Chris Coons, the Democratic candidate in Delaware. One of these battleground states, Delaware, if the Republicans have a pickup, this would be enormously significant for them. She's significantly behind in the polls right now, but still almost 4 weeks to go, so anything can really happen.
We'll watch for that final interview, though. But meantime, Wolf, back to the poll. We saw Sestak was down 5 points. Had Arlen Specter won the primary, do you think he would have been even farther behind?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's a great question, and I don't know the answer. Arlen Specter had his own problems in Pennsylvania. He often was behind in these polls, but he almost always managed to come back. He didn't the last time he faced this Democratic primary challenge from Joe Sestak, so he lost, and he's now retiring. But Arlen Specter was always a very formidable candidate. Toomey's got a lot going for him. The conservatives obviously like him a lot. He's generating a lot of support among Tea Party activists and others in Pennsylvania. So we'll see where it goes. It's going to be a tough, it could be a long night in Pennsylvania.
Wolf Blitzer, we'll see you in a couple.